The military has unveiled a domestically developed wheeled armored vehicle expected to boost the South Korean military's capabilities. Illegal operations by Chinese fishing boats on Korean seas are growing by the day. Korean fishermen suffer deficits as a result of the illicit competition. And researchers give us a glimpse into a face of the past, assembling a computer image of a woman's face dating back 1,500 years to the Shilla Kingdom. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Wednesday, June 8th. I'm Luke Clary. The military has unveiled a domestically developed wheeled armored vehicle with remarkable mobility across various kinds of terrain. The new combat vehicle is expected to boost the South Korean military's capabilities. Here's more.
A wheeled armored vehicle runs not only on ordinary roads but also grassy mountainous slope. It freely speeds up on a sandy beach or even underwater. Running on tires equipped with pneumatic controllers, the new armored vehicle is capable of shifting its driving gears to adjust to geographical conditions. The wheeled armored vehicle with remarkable mobility has been developed with cutting-edge domestic technologies. It comes in two models, an infantry combat model for mountainous regions and a personal carrier model for use in rear areas. Although it is as excellent a similar weapon system developed overseas, the homegrown wheeled armored vehicle costs only half of its foreign counterparts.
성능과 가격 측면에서 우수하여 수출 경쟁력도 확보가 가능할 것으로 기대하고 있습니다.
The military plans to mass-produce the new armored vehicle starting from this month with the aim of producing around 600 by 2023.
Illegal operations by Chinese fishing boats on Korean seas are growing by the day. Korean fishermen agonize over the situation, many suffering deficits as a result of the illicit competition. These waters are located about 10 kilometers from the shores of Yeonpyeong-do Island. After a 30-minute boat ride, Chinese fishing vessels start to come into view. 18 of them have been detected on radar.
애 내리라서 1.5마일 정도 내렸네요. 남한 쪽으로? 예. 오늘은 좀 적게 내려온 거죠.
Another hour south from the northern limit line, Korean fishing vessels appear. They have been operating for 8 hours, but they have managed to catch only half a box of blue crabs.
몇 시에 나오셨어요?
새벽 5시요.
근데 지금 뭐 어떻게 어느 정도 잡으신 건가요?
반 가구 잡았어요, 반 가구. 기름값도 못 하고 있는 추세예요.
They have spent over $4,300 on this day alone on fishing nets and fuel costs. But even if they are able to sell the day's entire catch, they will earn less than $3,500 at best.
이런 식으로 계속 가면은 어민들은 파산되죠. 연평도에서 어민들이 누가 여기서 배 종사하겠어요. 못하게 되죠.
The fishermen look stern as they return home with empty boats.
보시다시피 지금 저렇게 17년 동안 저렇게 방치해뒀습니다. 왜 이런데 어초를 갖다 심어두려고 하지 않았는지. 진짜 대한민국 국민으로서의 생각을 할 때 볼 때는 가슴이 아파요, 이게.
The fishermen blame the government for failing to take any action as they watch illegal Chinese fishing operations taking place close by. Academic researchers have succeeded at giving us a glimpse into a face of the past. The team assembled a computer image of a woman's face dating back 1,500 years to the Shilla Kingdom using bone fragments found in a Shilla grave.
In a cultural relic excavation project in 2013, a wood coffin was found in a grave built during the Shilla Kingdom 1,500 years ago. All the bones of one person was preserved inside the coffin. The person was presumed to be a woman about 150 and 160 centimeters tall. 6 research organizations, including Seoul National University's medical school, scanned each of the woman's fractured skull using computer tomography. The 3D images of the bone fragments were assembled to restore the face and skull of the woman. They then added muscles and flesh using scientific and analytical techniques. The result shows that the Shilla woman had a diamond-shaped face which is longer in front and back and narrower on the sides compared to modern Korean women.
한국인의 그 얼굴의 형태소, 눈, 코, 입 등을 예측하는 이제 과학적인 분석 지금까지 했던 것들을 바탕으로 해가지고 얼굴을 복원했고 컴퓨터 모델 제작 방법을 적용해가지고 이제 복원한 실라인의 이제 최초라고 할 수가 있고요.
The restoration project has upgraded the nation's human bone research through collaboration among researchers in various fields.
Unique geological sites reflective of the Earth's history are scattered across Korea. Areas near the Hantangang and Imjingang rivers have recently obtained National Geopark designation by the government and are also seeking recognition by UNESCO.
A waterfall crashes down into a basalt ravine. Set against the backdrop of pillar-shaped columnar joints created from cooling lava, it produces a magnificent sight to behold. Seen below the joints are layers of rounded basalt, the name of which also comes from its shape.
용암이 물을 만나면서 급격하게 식으면서 형성되는 그 베개 용암이라고 하는데요. 베개 모양의 형태를 이렇게 띄어서
The Hantangang and Imjingang river areas are home to a vast array of geological sites, created over the course of 1.9 billion years since the Paleozoic period. The rare value of the river areas was recognized in their designation as a National Geopark in February. There are 7 designated National Geoparks in Korea, recognized for their preservation value. Of the 7, only Jeju Island has earned UNESCO recognition. Through its global geoparks network, UNESCO has to date selected some 120 locations in 33 countries around the world for the purposes of preservation and research. The decision on whether Cheongseong County in Gyeongsangbuk-do Province will be included in the UNESCO Geopark list will be announced in September. The Hantangang and Imjingang river areas will also be applying for a UNESCO bid next year.
Korea's traditional folktale of Shim Chung has captured the imagination of the modern showbiz industry. A series of show productions based on the ancient tale are now open in Seoul. It's interesting to see the traditional story interpreted from a modern perspective in various forms.
Dancers describe the complex emotions of Shim Chung and her father, sorrow from long separation and joy from reunion. This is Shim Chung, presented by the National Dance Company of Korea as a combination of the traditional Korean vocal music pansori and dance. Master traditional singer An Suk-sun's version of Shim Chung retains the unique charms of pansori in the form of the nation's traditional music drama called Changguk. The dancer wearing ballet shoes and jumping up into the air is also Shim Chung. A series of shows based on Shim Chung is being presented. The productions offer various interpretations from a modern perspective. For example, Shim Chung is depicted as a character considerate toward her people, or a strong woman overcoming obstacles and standing on her own feet. It's a departure from the old fixed image that stresses filial duty for one's parents.
A new study shows that people who are more active outdoors in activities like walking or hiking report higher blood lead levels. The main cause is fine dust particles in the air.
This marathon was held in Seoul in April. The air behind the starting line appears grayish and foggy. The concentration of fine dust particles in the air was at the very bad warning level, but nearly 10,000 citizens still took part in the event.
한 5km 정도, 10km 정도 뛰고 나면 약간 목이 약간 좀 따끔따끔하고.
Research teams at 2 hospitals in Korea have analyzed the amount of physical activity and blood lead levels among some 11,000 Koreans. Results show that the more active people were, levels of lead in their blood were likely to be higher. Highly physical people who jog an hour a day and hike 3 hours on the weekends had a 30% higher chance of falling into the top 25% in blood lead levels than those who performed low-intensity activities such as a daily 20-minute walk. Lead is the leading heavy metal contained in fine dust. Considering that 70% of Koreans' physical activities take place outdoors, lead levels increase in proportion to the degree of activity.
납은 빈혈도 일으킬 수 있고 신경계 이상도 일으킬 수 있고요. 특히 어린아이 같은 경우에는 지능 저하를 일으킬 수 있기 때문에
If exercising outdoors, it's best to do so when fine dust levels are relatively low.
Storks released into the wild to restore their numbers have succeeded in breeding naturally. The young fledglings have enjoyed a growth spurt not even 20 days after hatching. The Eco Institute for Oriental Stork officially declared the breeding successful.
A male stork creates shade over a nest with its wings. A female stork spits out water to bathe the young birds. The parent storks take turns to bring food to their hatchlings. The tender, loving care of the mother stork has caused the baby stork's weight to jump from 100 grams when they hatched on May 22nd to 1 kilogram.
둥지를 비우는 경우는 거의 없습니다. 근데 최근에는 너무 덥다 보니까 둥지를 지키고 있는 뭐 암컷이 됐든 수컷이 됐든 황새가 어미 황새가 물을 이렇게 떠다가 다시 이렇게 체온 조절이나
The Korea National University of Education's Eco Institute of Oriental Storks, which has worked to restore the number of storks, declared that the stork's natural breeding project has been a success. Successful natural breeding of storks came 21 years after the restoration project began in 1996, and a year after 8 storks were released into the wild. This is the first natural stork reproduction confirmed since the last one that took place in Eumseong, Chungcheongbuk-do Province in 1971. The Eco Institute of Oriental Storks plans to release 9 more storks next month, in addition to the 2 already sent off into the wild last month, so more naturally bred storks are expected to be spotted next year.
Child actors have become major attractions in recent movies, TV shows, and musical productions. Let's meet some young performers whose talent rivals that of adult performers.
도대체가 무엇이 중요하냐고, 무엇이...
From a possessed child to a robot, these child actors play key characters driving their respective stories. This 8-year-old girl invited to this year's Cannes Film Festival is a seasoned actress who has already appeared in 30 short films.
해요. 그다음에 이제 거기에서부터 감독님이 오야 그거 좋았어. 근데 이거를 조금 더 바꾸고 막 이런 식으로 해서 제 가슴에서 우러나오는 그런 연기를 보여드리고 싶어가지고.
This film was lauded at an international film festival. It starred 4 child actors, an extremely talented group who survived a 3-month-long audition process.
예전에 비해서 어린 친구들이 자기의 꿈이나 주장이 명확한 친구들이 많습니다. 열정을 갖고 열심히 하는 친구들이 살아남지.
As the roles of young characters become more important, child actors are mastering a wide spectrum of dramatization skills, from monologue and improvisation to dancing. The competition these young actors and actresses face and their efforts to sing and dance flawlessly are just as intense as those of their adult colleagues.
Following the footsteps of the mega hit Nanta show, more and more nonverbal performances are enjoying popularity among foreign tourists. This and more coming up in today's Cultural News Roundup. 2 men were denied entry to a country and have to stay at the airport. They stage a performance while hanging from the ceiling as if to depict their restless situation. The sentiments of the isolated men are vividly depicted through the music and their physical movements, which are based on basic circus acrobatics.
Nós trabalhamos com técnica circense porque é uma paixão para a gente. A gente começou a treinar circo há 20 anos atrás e realmente com essa ferramenta que a gente quer se expressar.
Along with a magical storyline in which dreams come true, comical acrobatic movements stimulate the audience's imagination and add fun to the scene. In modern shows, the circus has become an important means of expression beyond being a basic, simple spectacle.
서커스적인 요소들은 몸 안에 있는 에너지를 표현해내고 아날로그적인 감성을 잘 만들어낼 수 있는 그런 공연이고요.
The physical movements developed through hours and hours of training deliver a stronger message than words alone. Three heroes from the Chinese historical novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms are drawn by the hands of dancing actors. The heroes in the charcoal drawings become more realistic and vivid in 3D images. A tiger is drawn in an instant. The legendary actor Bruce Lee is reborn in sand. Foreign tourists offer a stream of enthusiastic applause.
听不到那个韩语，还看得明白，觉得这个节目呢老笑。
The performance, mixed with dancing and comical acting, communicates with audiences through paintings without a single word. This is a new challenger for the Korean original nonverbal production Nanta, which has seen stages overseas and has remained popular among foreign tourists for 20 years. Since Nanta, nonverbal shows have become a representative tourism attraction of Korea. They continue to broaden horizons with experimental efforts. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.